Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated. And we have the great pleasure of rendering hope, encouragement, and inspiration to you, our audience around the whole wide world. We want to say welcome to this platform, acknowledged as Project 365. Again, got that hope, encouragement, and inspiration thing going on. And we praise God for it. Let me bring in my co-host.
Hello, everyone. I am Takara Swan. I am so happy to be here with you today on this beautiful Tuesday. Um, Before we get started with our guests, you already know what I'm going to say. Please go to our YouTube page, like, share, and subscribe so that you can help us bring hope, encouragement, and inspiration to the entire world, because it's happening right now.
It's happening. It is happening. And the exciting part about it is that God trusts us enough to allow it to happen through us. So we are happy to have the opportunity to be trusted by God to bring messages of hope, encouragement, and inspiration around the world. Well, one of those scriptures that I really love is the one that talks about it is in Him that I live, I move, and I have my being. I am so grateful to God for that. It is in Him that I live and have my being. And I can only breathe because of Him. I can only walk because of Him. I can do anything because of Him. With God, all things are possible. I cannot do anything without my God. But with Him, I can do all things. That's what the scripture says. So as my Bishop Dennis has stated Sunday, he used to say, I'm dumb enough to believe it. But now he says, I'm smart enough to believe it. So I think I will adopt that statement. I'm smart enough to believe it. If God said it, I believe it. And that's just it. Well, today I have the great privilege. Oh, really, we are privileged to actually have a miracle here on this platform with us. And she is in the person of Gina Power Harper. And Gina is going to come to us with a great testimony of how the Lord has already brought her through a situation, more so talking about renal failure is a kidney disease. I tell you, I've seen her go through some hard times with her health, but God is faithful and she has come through it like a real warrior. And we're grateful to God. We're not saying every day has been a great day, but the way she comes through it, if God did it for her and is bringing her through it, God will also do it for you, our audience, who may be having that same challenge. So today, when I spoke with Gina, I asked Gina, just slap the devil in the face. Because when I called her, I wasn't sad, but I thought, well, let me call to encourage her. Girlfriend answered the phone. I'm like, Gina, she was all spirited and happy. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this the Gina that I'm calling to actually? And she just have it going on only because of God, because it is in Him that she lives, moves, and have her being. So we're grateful to God. So Gina, you take the platform, and thank you so much for accepting my invitation to come to join us on this platform so that you will be able to share hope, encouragement, and inspiration to individuals who may be going through the same health challenge all around the world. God bless you. You can have the platform.
Yes. Good afternoon. How's everyone?
All's well.
I'm excited with all things happening with me. I'm still excited. I believe God for everything that happens. Although I do have setbacks, and it's a hard thing to have to acknowledge and live with, knowing that you have failing organs, because you can't live, you can't survive without your organs in your body working. And it's a bit challenging emotionally, mentally, physically. It causes setbacks. But from day one, I had to believe, I had to put it in God's hands and know that God is going to be there and he's going to bring me through whatever it is. So I try to keep my spirits high, and in the bad times, I let it out. In the good times, I'm happy. I dance around and listen to music in my head and just try to enjoy my life.
That is wonderful, Gina. Go ahead, go ahead. I mean, I'm look in my Noah. I'm kind of like, my heart is like, go get him, Gina. Go get him.
Yeah. When I first found out that I had kidney disease, I was pregnant with my son in 2005. Actually, he was born in 2005, so it was 2004 when I found out. They told me that I had what they call FSGS. It's a really, really long word. It's hard to pronounce it. But basically, what it is a type of kidney disease that causes scarring on the kidneys. And once that happens, that area that was scarred, it can't be reversed. So it just kills that area. And I got to the point where I had total 100% of my kidneys just completely gone. And I went through having the first transplant back in 2014, and I got really sick. And I had to watch God bring me through that. He brought me out of it. I danced and had a good time with that. After being in the hospital for 14 days, I was nearly dead. And God brought me back out of it. I remember the day that my husband came in, and he sat there in the chair in the corner of the room, and he hung his head low, and I said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, I don't know. The doctor just told me that they've done everything. The only thing we can do now is pray." At that point, I didn't know if I was going to live or die, to be completely honest with you. But I had to just believe God for it. And through all of it, through every trial and tribulation that I've gone through, God has showed himself to me each time. And, I haven't been, with COVID going on, I haven't been able to be, in the church building, but God lives in my heart. He does. God lives in my heart. So my faith never wavers. I may have my moments where I cry and feel bad, and sometimes really bad down in the dumps, and I'll sleep all day. But those other days I get up, I try to enjoy my life. And I think what brings me through it all is the fact that I'm not one for quoting a lot of Bible scriptures or anything, but what I do is the funny thing is, when I'm cooking, I have music playing in my head, and I'll be dancing around, popping my fingers, and it's always some type of gospel music that I'm listening to. And when things are going right, I just dance and talk to the Lord. That's one of the main things that when I go through my surgeries, the many that I've had, or the different doctor appointments that I have to go to, I pray. I start singing to the Lord as soon as I start going, walking into the building, when I'm on the operating table and they start to give me that anesthesia, I start looking at that light. They tell you, okay, look at the light and start counting backwards. Instead of counting backwards, I start singing. I just start singing. I get the grooving in my head and I go right on out. And I'll wake up and I'll come through it. So that's what keeps me going.
That's what keeps you going. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Can you tell us some of the, maybe people don't know or realize some of the symptoms that you have to deal with? Can you tell us some of the symptoms of your illness?
Absolutely. I have one of the most primary symptoms that is an indicator of kidney issues at all is when a person stops being able to urinate. I've never had that problem because the type of kidney disease I have, it causes other things. So like with mine, the kidney, I have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. I'm diabetic now, and all of these different things are because of the kidney. So mine is like a reverse scenario. Somebody that has PKD, which is polycystic kidney disease, those people will have those different things, and that will cause the kidney to have a problem. Mine is the opposite. I swell. I have really bad edema in my feet and my legs. They look like little balloons at times. I sleep a lot. I sleep like it's a full-time job. I'll tell you honestly, it's not funny, but I laugh about it. I say, if you want somebody to do a mattress commercial, you can call me because I'll really be sleeping the commercial. I don't have any problem being asleep. The bad thing is I get insomnia really bad. So I'm sleeping during the day. I'm like nocturnal sometimes because I'll sleep during the day and I'm wide awake at night. I'm getting hot flashes, it's that time, for women, period. I'm in my 50s, so it's that time in my life. But at the same time, the kidney issue also causes some of these things to happen. So I'm getting a double whammy. But I have the swelling. I have stomach issues where I'm in the bathroom multiple times a day. I'm sleeping all the time. I've had issues where my hair has come out. I've gained a lot of weight, and then I had to change my diet and learn how to live with the diabetes. So I was able to lose a lot of weight because I cut sugar out. But let me see another. I
That
have
sugar, I hear, is a demon.
the
Gotta
sugar.
get that sugar. Yes.
Absolutely, it is. It is. But you know what? To be honest, my doctor told me that, because I see specialists for everything now. My diabetes doctor, she examined me, and she had me taking insulin and pricking my finger every day. And I told her, I said, this honestly is not working for me because I'm a visual person. I said, I need something that's going to allow me to see it in my face every day. And that way I'll be able to manage it. She put me on the Dexcom meter. What that did for me was, there's an app on my phone. When I eat, I can actually look at the app on my phone and I can see what my sugar number is. It will go, there's alarms in there. So you can set the alarm for however, like you don't want your sugar to go over 200. I set the alarm on my phone. So it will give me a reading if it goes off, if I go over 200. So what happens is my phone sounds off like an alarm, like a really piercing noise comes out of the phone. So I said, I don't want to hear that. So I learned how to manage my diet and keep that from going off. I cut sugars out. So if I decide I want to have a soda on a cheat day, I'll have a soda, but I'll do a Pepsi Zero, a Coke Zero. I don't take sugar in with that. If I have ice cream, I'll go to Rita's and I'll get a sugar-free water ice. If I go to a fast food restaurant, if I decide I really need to have those McDonald's French fries, instead of getting that large French fries that I know I really want, I'll get the small because I don't want that meter to go off. So what happened is I went from weighing 230 some pounds to dropping 30 pounds. So now I'm 192. Yep. I lost all that weight. All of my doctors are really happy about it. And the good thing is I've been able to keep it off because all I did was cut sugar out. So I changed my eating habits completely. And now it doesn't even bother me. So if I drink something, if I eat something that's loaded with sugar, like a regular soda, it's just outrageously nasty. It's completely changed my palate. So I don't need that sugar anymore.
I'm gonna have to ask God, change my palate, change my palate.
Yes, it's to be honest with you, I think it's a mental thing. I really do. If you focus on it, and it doesn't even take long, I tell my friends who say, I tell them, you want to eat better foods, eat a lot of green, leafy vegetables. And my one friend, she says, oh, I don't like broccoli. I can't stand broccoli. I said, you know what? You need to figure out a way to fix broccoli so that you can eat it. Because these different vegetables have nutrients in them that you should have. To add different things to your diet, you have to change things up. One of the things that I did for myself, and it's funny how it worked out, because when I had that first kidney transplant, I found myself in here after I had the transplant and came home. I had recovered and everything. My husband was leaving the house to go to work. My kids were going to school, and I found myself in the house in here with four walls. And I'm looking around. There's only so much cleaning you can do in a house. There's only so much you can do before you get to the point where you say, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired of looking at the same thing over and over again. I don't want to sit and watch television all day long. So I need something to do. I decided to go to culinary school. I like to cook, but I didn't have aspirations to work in a restaurant somewhere. I would like to cook and, do personal catering, maybe have my own catering business and, just spend my time enjoying life. I don't want to do anything under pressure. I went to culinary school and that changed my life 100% because it helped to pull me out of a depression that I felt like I was going into. I started meeting new people. I started learning new cooking techniques, and life just totally changed. And I have to say, I owe all of that to God, because I don't believe that landed in my lap just out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I believe that God, everything happens for a reason. I always believe everything happens for a reason. And I've soared ever since, I graduated from culinary school, magna cum laude with honors. And my cooking has gone through the roof. So there's something behind all of that. It's the Lord. It definitely
Yes.
is.
And what is the name of your business?
There's two of them, actually. The first one that I did is called G's Mustard Seed Catering. And the G's Mustard Seed, that name, needless to say, is from the Bible. It's God all over the place. Everything about it is my belief in God. It's faith, faith the size of a mustard seed has endless possibilities. So I always revert back to that. I don't know off the top of my head what I'm losing sight of that Bible scripture, where it exactly is in the Bible, but the Bible speaks of, if you have faith, that little tiny grain of faith, it will take you, through a whole lot. And it does. It really does.
And what is the other one?
The other one is the Cookie Lady.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. You have to get
The Cookie Lady.
We're gonna do something for that sugar. Let's not talk about the sugar right now, but her don't tell me, chocolate chip pecan cookies. Oh my goodness. I was gonna say they're to die for, but I don't want to die for a cookie.
I know.
But they are so good. And I've had your soup. I think was it the lemon soup?
It was lemongrass soup. Yes, ma'am.
That was good. And the other thing I had was a bruschetta. Oh my God, I enjoyed ordering. Oh, that was so good. So yeah, I can really vouch for that. Those three items. I don't know. I haven't tried any other things, but those three items, they are so. That's a good thing. But I tell you what, I know God is a healer. You already know that God is a healer.
Yes.
So those that are listening to this particular broadcast today, and those that will listen tomorrow or whenever, just keep Gina lifted in prayer. And I know without a doubt, you're going to come through this. You're going to come through this because you have to be here to tell the testimony. You have to be here to tell a testimony. So what would you, as someone who already has experience going through a kidney transplant already. Now, let me back up just for a minute. Do you hear her upbeat voice and the sharing in her spirit, how in spite of what she's already experienced, she's still, she's still just as happy or joyous, have that joy in her soul. And knowing that she has to go through it again, it is our responsibility to lift her in prayer, to keep her lifted in prayer. And don't forget her husband as well, James. Well, we don't know him by James. We know him by Snacky.
Yeah.
But keep him lifted as well, because what she experienced, he experiences. So, and the family, please do that. But what would you share? What do you have to share out of your heart, out of your spirit, out of your thoughts? What would you share with individuals who are experiencing the same health challenge, or have to go through it, or, just have to deal with that?
What would I share? I'm going to say that one of the biggest things that I have come to know is there are groups on Facebook. Now, I know Facebook can, there's a lot of different things going on there. You see a lot of nonsense, One of my best things that I have right now is there are groups on Facebook specifically for people like me. There are groups for people that have cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, all different types of things. There's kidney disease, dialysis, there's multiple different groups. I joined these groups years ago. I met some amazing people that have the same issues that I have. And what it is about these groups that's so special to me is you have to wear the shoes and walk in those shoes to fully understand the magnitude of what it is somebody's going through. I cannot tell you how to feel when you have breast cancer. I've never had breast cancer, but I did have a kidney transplant, and I do know what it feels like to sleep all day long and wake up and it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you're totally disgusted because you slept the whole day and your family's gone on about their day and nobody's upset about it but you, because you feel like you wasted a day just sleeping, just doing absolutely nothing. These groups, this one particular one, it's called kidney transplant dialysis group. The people that I have met in that group, every single time I put a post on there, it's the same people that come back and they're the biggest cheerleaders. They're like, you got this. And we talk about the different things that are happening. And I'm able to relieve myself of a lot of the burden because those people can understand what's happening. We'll talk about the fact that my feet are swollen and we'll share pictures, or the dialysis, having to be on dialysis and those horrible needles that you have to deal with. We'll share pictures with each other and we'll cry together. And it's so different when you have someone who is crying with you because they're feeling the same thing that you're feeling. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when you go to the restaurant and you take a bite of that amazing soup and you're like, oh my God, girl, you got to try this. It's that same thing, but these people are like my friend Jen. I call them my friends now because that's what they are. They're family to me. My friend Jen Schumann, she's amazing every time. Jenny Lynn, they reach out to me and they're like, hey girl, how are you doing? What's happening? Keep me posted. How's your creatinine going? What's happening with it? What are they doing? And it's so much, it makes such a big difference when you have people that are going to support you like that, even though you never met them in person. They could walk up to me on the street right now and probably slap me in the face where I wouldn't know who they were. But their words, they reach really, really far. They reach so far. They hit you right where they need you, right where you need them to hit you. You know what I'm saying? So you can have family. Family is there and they love on you, they hug on you and everything. But unfortunately, that part that when you're going through something like this that you really need is somebody that's able to fully understand the magnitude of what it is that's hurting.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I tell you, I know without a doubt that you have blessed people. You've given them information. You shared your heart, your emotions, and all of that, because there are individuals who feel as if they're out here by themselves, and they're really not. But that's what the enemy wants to make them to think, as if they were out here by themselves, and nobody experiences what I am experiencing, but that's not true. But I want to just thank you so much for sharing. It is amazing what one of the things you said was you're out here enjoying your life. You're not, because you are dealing with this health challenge. It's not that you're like waiting to die, because you're not going to die. You have to enjoy your life. It reminds me of after I had the stroke. I'm like, and anyone knows me know that I enjoy wearing heels. And when I could not even wear a flat, I could not.
It's a mental situation, isn't it? Because it's part of
it really is.
Look, you know my name. I love to call you, and it's because of those heels, Diva Wheatley. That's exactly what it is. Because I see you. You're moving. I saw you go through some hard things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, I see you. I have never seen you come out and you're not all put together. Your hair is straight, got these high heel shoes on, and you're doing your thing.
It's
You are
God.
doing your thing 100%. And it's all about how you learn to live with what you have, what God gave you.
Exactly.
I had a conversation with my mom. I guess it was about 2 weeks ago now. I was there at their house and we were talking, and my mother told me she made one statement, and that statement had so much clarity in it that I realized something that's missing. My mother told me that I send mixed signals, and I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Because 1 minute you're not feeling good, the next minute you're posting pictures on Facebook that you've been out doing something with your friend." And I said, at first the side of me that wanted to defend myself because I felt kind of like it was an attack, that part of me said, okay, I'm being judged. But then the other part of me that looked at her and I said, you know what, I'm not being judged. The problem here that we're dealing with is she doesn't fully understand the magnitude of what I'm dealing with, because if I were to succumb to what the devil is doing to me right now, and that's really what I believe it is, the devil is attacking my organ again. If I were to succumb to what's happening to my body right now, I would just lay in here and I would cry and I would moan and I would complain and I wouldn't put clothes on. I have my friend that works at a clothing store. She shows me different things. My closet looks nice now. I got some nice looking clothes to put on, and I get dressed and I go out when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling up to it, because I refuse to not live. You can't not live your life. So
That's
what I would
right.
tell those who have people, whether they're relatives, friends, or whatever, that are going through something, don't assume that you understand. Put in a little bit of effort and learn about what their disease is. I'm not saying that you got to get out a medical book and learn every bit of it, but learn enough that you can understand what they're dealing with. When they say that they're not feeling good, start asking questions. Well, what's happening? Why are you not feeling good? So how is this working? And what is this? What's going on with this? And how does this affect you? Because if you don't understand what's happening, you're going to look at other people and you're going to make judgments because the things that are going on don't make sense. If someone
That's
says that
good.
they're sick all the time, you say I'm sick all the time, but yet you see me out hanging out with my friends having a good time. Well, she's not sick today. So how's
Mhm.
she out today, but tomorrow she can't get out the bed?
Wow.
You know what I
That's
mean?
good. Oh, definitely.
So you have to put forth the effort to try and educate yourself a little better so you can understand really what's happening, because
Yes.
being sick, uh we're humans.
Okay.
These bodies that we have, they're temporary,
Mhm.
and different things happen. You fall down, you're going to cut yourself, but it's going to heal.
It's
You
going
have
to
to
heal.
learn how to, yeah, you have to learn how to get through the pain. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And I
yeah,
know this has been good for those that have, this challenge. So it's good. It's been good
yeah,
information for me. And I know Takira has some good information to share as well.
yeah.
Well, you have said a lot of good things today. So the first thing I want to just touch on is I loved how you said, to people who have loved ones who are going through something or a chronic illness, to go look up that illness so that they can
Mm,
understand a little bit better. I just encourage everyone to do that. We all know someone who may be sick or have a chronic illness, or just, something they're dealing with health issues, and you may not understand. So the best way to empathize with them and to support them in the best way possible is to know what's going on.
That's right.
It's like, if you guys, let's God forbid, you guys broke your foot and I come saying, oh, well, I got you some new running shoes so we can go walking. You're like, wait a minute, why would you do that? You see, I just broke my foot. I'm going, something is simple. I know it's like a simple, example, but that's exactly how it is. And how better for us to show love and support than to know how to show love and support. Because, you know, let's just not do gestures that are meaningless, but, you know, something that
Right.
can really impact the people that we love. And two, I just want to say, you're so cute. Well, I have two things to say. We're gonna touch on those cookies later, because someone else put a comment and someone put a comment in the chat about those cookies. So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking like, if a viewer is talking about those cookies after you talked about them, we need a tasting. We need to purchase them. But before we get to that, attitude is everything.
Oh.
If you don't get something from this, guys, attitude is everything. She is going through a kidney, anything with your kidneys is so serious. And I don't know if everyone knows, you know, what your kidney actually does with your body, how it's supposed to function. So if you have any kind of issues with that, that's already going to be an uphill climb, you know. And for you to have this positive attitude, for you to be, you know, radiating love and joy, like, that's something to be commended on, you know. And no matter what you believe, we have viewers, you know, all different backgrounds. No matter what you believe, you're going to have to pull that positivity, that strength, that love from somewhere. She pulls hers from God. You know, God gives us peace. God gives us strength more than anyone can understand, you know. So if maybe that's not your thing, you're going to have to check that attitude, because that makes you better. Okay. Yeah. So when you're down and out one day and you're like, you know what? I feel a little better. Yes, put on something nice, take a walk, go spend time with your friends. We're not made to be sick and shut in and just, you know, be sad and, you know, cooped up in the house all the time. No, God made us so we need each other. We help each other. We have fun with each other. Let's live despite what you're going through. And she's a perfect example of that. So I just want to commend you for that. Like, I'm a hugger. If I could give you a hug right now, I would.
And I would take it too.
Because, you know, it's the little things. And, you know, I just want to say that I know you have really, really helped somebody today, because people who suffer with a major health issue or a chronic illness, you know, sometimes you can get really, really stuck in like a low place. Even if you start feeling better, you may start feeling bad for yourself. Like, man, why do I have to deal through this? You know, what's going on? But you have gone through something so serious and you've pulled that strength. And you're like, you know what? I'm choosing to live my best life, you know, despite what's going on. So I just want to commend you for that. And our viewers, just check her out. She's a wonderful example. Now, how can people support with these baked goods? Okay. Can you please, because I heard I won't say cookie a day, that's not good. A cookie a day is not good for you, but a cookie every now and then can really bless the soul. So how can people support you with that?
To be honest, I was doing pop-up shops, and where I would, you know, do a vendor table at different events, and I had to stop doing that because I fell ill. I started swelling really bad, and you know, I haven't been doing anything, but I do take personal orders. If someone wants to reach out to me, they can send me a message, either a text message, or they can inbox me on Facebook, and I'll be happy to fill an order. Yeah. The best part about that is I've taken a couple orders, and I taught my 15-year-old son, how to make my cookies, and he's able to duplicate them exactly the way I make them. So well, I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm really excited about that, because he said, you know, I don't really like scooping them, but I'll make them, you know. If I can keep the money, I'll make them. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. I was going to say, well, let's not overwhelm her, but now you said your son can.
Oh yeah, my son
exactly.
He knows
Put
how
those
to do
orders
it.
in, guys.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I just want to tell you this one last thing. One of the things that that helps me to, well, one of my biggest motivators and what pushes me is I am determined to, if God decided, because, you know, we never know when our time is going to come. I made it my business to put the most important things in front of me in life. So I was blessed to have to be on disability. So I don't have to work. I don't have to go in and punch a clock or anything like that. I don't have that pressure on me. The most important things to me is to be able to be there for my kids and to spend time with my husband and be able to go visit with my family when I want to. So I can say God bless me to not have to miss more than, I'm going to say, 5 of my son's football games since he started playing. I've been able to be there for everything that my daughter has done and bear witness to all the different things that they're doing. So if something, God forbid, if my time came tomorrow, my kids would turn around and look and say, you know what? I have memories of my mom being there for every step of the way for me. So that makes my heart smile.
Amen.
That's a driving force for me. And to be able to be there to when I can get to New Jersey to go see my family, I like to fix food for my dad. He likes, he'll call me up and say, you know what, I feel like I want, those really, really small, them real thin pork chops. I could go for one of them. Or I want some chicken soup, so I'd like to go up there.
Stop talking about the food. Stop talking about the food. Haven't eaten lunch yet. Stop talking. Yeah. No.
I'm gonna make you hungry, Diva Wheatley.
Yeah.
But I'd like to be able to go and prepare a nice meal for my family. That's what makes me happy.
That's good. That is really good. And it's like Takira said, it's the small things that really matter.
Absolutely.
Well, on that note, again, thank you so very much, Gina. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And to our audience, you know what I'm going to say. If you know someone who's dealing with such challenge, and even if it's not a kidney failure or a kidney disease, it may be something else. But her spirited message was that she shared today. You can share this with them. And we know they will be blessed by this message of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Well, we're going to leave you for today, but before we go, I want to take this opportunity to send an invite to every widow and widower in the world to come to this virtual Empowerment Summit just for widows and widowers. It will be held on July the 17th from 2 to 5. And we will put that information in the comment section so that you, no matter what state you're in, go to Eventbrite, and actually the search is widows and widowers, and it will pop up. It will pop up. But in the comment section, we will give you the link to go into Eventbrite directly to purchase your tickets. Tickets are just $20. That is it. Feel free to invite your auntie, your uncle who may be, or sister who may be a widow or a widower. This is a time of empowerment. Don't think sad on us. We still have life to live. So I'm inviting you, and I'm encouraging you to invite someone. Come yourself, but invite someone else. So, and when you see this on on Facebook or Instagram, share it. I ask that you share from my heart. I ask that you would share it. This year is like a weight on me because I know there have been so many spouses that have passed away. Yeah. But this year, it is going to be something, as in last year, that will empower you to go through another day, another week, another month, another year. All right. I'm thanking you in advance because I know it's going to be a great empowerment event. All right. Thank you again. I love you. God bless you. And we shall see you again on tomorrow. At what time?
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Got you. I love you, everyone. God bless you.